The dim glow of the street lamps stretched thin shadows over the weathered pavement as Mara Lopez trudged home from her shift at Lily's Cafe. Her calves ached with every step after a grueling 8-hour shift. The lingering aroma of fried food clung to her hair, and her uniform, a plain navy shirt and slacks, was splattered with oil. Adjusting her bag, she fumbled through her pocket, recounting her tips for the third time. $79.87, she muttered under her breath. Her fingers sifted through the crumpled cash. Combined with her savings, she now had $212. Still not enough for those application fees, she thought, but closer. One more double shift, and maybe she could finally send her materials to Stanford University. The autumn chill bit the air, and the shops along Cedar Avenue stood dark, their windows mirroring her silhouette. She tightened her canvas jacket, the heft of her chemistry book in her bag oddly reassuring. A low rumble drew her gaze left. A patrol car. Mara kept walking, but her shoulders stiffened. Just a routine drive-by, she assured herself, steadying her breath. Yet the cruiser slowed, trailing her like a shadow. Sirens erupted, their piercing shrieks slicing the quiet. Harsh lights flooded the street, bleaching the scene in stark white. "Keep your hands visible. On the ground now," boomed a voice from the car's speaker. Mara froze, palms trembling skyward, as two officers emerged, guns raised. Officer Derek Walsh, broad-shouldered, fair-complexioned, with a buzz-cut and steely eyes, yanked her arm and pressed her roughly against the cruiser's hood. The scorching metal burned her cheek. Her bag was torn away, scattering notes, cash, and a tube of strawberry gloss across the asphalt. "What's happening?" Mara gasped, her voice fraying as panic clamped her chest. "What did I do?" Walsh ignored her, his gloved hands wrenching her wrists into cuffs that dug into her flesh. "Armed robbery 3 blocks over. You fit the profile." "No. I was at Lily's all night. Check the cameras. Talk to my boss." Mara's voice broke as Walsh yanked her upright, dismissing her pleas. The second officer, Elena Torres, lingered back, her brow furrowed. As Walsh shoved Mara into the cruiser, bystanders filmed from the sidewalk, their faces a silent, indistinct crowd. Through the window, Mara glimpsed her chemistry book splayed on the asphalt, pages fluttering like wounded birds. Her pulse roared as the car sped toward the station. The station reeked of disinfectant and burnt coffee. Under harsh fluorescent lights, Mara was fingerprinted, photographed, and stripped of her belongings. Her jacket confiscated, she shivered in a threadbare shirt. Dumped into a holding cell with 3 women, their faces hollow, she finally asked an officer during shift change, "Can I make a call?" "Eventually," he snapped, brushing past. Hours blurred under the unrelenting lights. A disheveled public defender arrived. "Ian Cole," he mumbled, avoiding her gaze. "We need to prep for your hearing." "I'm innocent," Mara insisted. "I was at work." "We'll discuss strategy later," he said tersely. In court the next morning, Mara stood in her stained cafe uniform. Judge Eleanor Voss presided, her silver hair catching the light, her gaze icy. The prosecutor theatrically outlined charges: armed robbery, endangering a civilian, fleeing. When Cole argued for a delay to gather evidence, security footage from Lily's, time cards, Voss interrupted. "The victim ID'd you. The case is clear." Mara's protest erupted. "I was at work." "Ask." "Silence." Voss thundered, sentencing her to 5 years in juvenile detention. Her mother, Sophia Moreno, screamed from the gallery. Mia, her younger sister, stood frozen, gripping Sophia's hand, until she wrenched the phone free. "Dad," Mia choked. "It's Mara." The courtroom hushed as doors burst open. U.S. Attorney General Carlos Moreno strode in, his presence electric. "Release my daughter." His command hushed the room. Voss's smirk faded. He gripped the bench, knuckles white. "This is my courtroom," he insisted, faltering. "Your title means nothing here." Carlos's stare was glacial. "Then I'll handle this case personally." Fear flickered in Voss's eyes. "Remove her," he barked, but Carlos's glare promised retribution. Outside, reporters swarmed. "Is your daughter innocent?" Cameras flashed. That night, Carlos and his team worked relentlessly. But evidence vanished, witnesses backtracked, files disappeared. Someone was manipulating the system. Carlos made a final call. "Lila Chen," he told the journalist, "I need your help." The following days were chaos. Mia uncovered emails, financial records, and whistleblower accounts. Judge Voss wasn't merely corrupt. He was embedded in a quota scheme with private juvenile detention centers, each conviction lining his pockets. Lila's exposé went viral. Headlines blared: "Private prisons, bribes." Judge Voss linked to juvenile justice scandal. Protests erupted. Federal probes launched. Voss shredded documents in his chambers, but the proof was undeniable. Hidden accounts, kickbacks, quotas. Meanwhile, Mara endured Greenwood Juvenile Detention Center, where Warden Paul Foster ruled like a tyrant. She faced frigid nights, brutal guards, and degradation. Tasha Rivera, her cellmate, taught her survival. "Stay invisible," Tasha hissed, "and strike when it matters." But Mara's beating by Officer Hicks in the yard nearly shattered her. They tried to silence her. They failed. Carlos and Mia built an ironclad case. Eric Mueller, a former guard, leaked logbooks and footage. The pieces aligned. Public fury surged. The decisive blow came with gas station security footage showing two white teens stealing the car Mara was accused of jacking. Carlos's team recovered the tape before Voss's allies could destroy it. A federal judge vacated Mara's conviction. She was released into Sophia and Mia's embrace. Voss was arrested, charged with corruption, conspiracy, and abuse of power. Foster and Hicks followed. But Mara's journey didn't end there. She enrolled in Stanford's pre-law program, her mission clear: advocate for the marginalized. Tasha's letters from Greenwood reminded her of battles ahead. At graduation, Mara stood resolute. Her diploma wasn't just parchment, it was proof they hadn't broken her. Her first case, a class action lawsuit against the private prison conglomerate that profited from her suffering. "I'm not here just for me," she told a crowd of young activists. "I'm here for every kid still trapped in that system." The fight wasn't over. It was just beginning. Have you ever experienced a moment where someone unfairly judged you based on appearance? Share your experience in the comments. If you enjoyed this and want more content on inspiring Black stories channel like this, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and remember, real courage is not fearing the consequences, but prioritizing justice over comfort.